Hello, Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas. Today's date, it's December 31st of 2021. Tomorrow it will be 2022. Wow. I'm 80 years old. For some reason, just all my life, I never thought about how old I was going to be. I never did the math when I was in Catholic grade school and they talked about that Fatima's secret that was given by the Mary to the kids, that some were released and then one was held secret. And it was going to be released, and it was, I don't know, maybe like 59 or 60 or something. It was, 1959 or 1960 or something like that. I forget, but whatever it was, I never thought that I would hear it. Of course, I didn't hear it. We didn't hear it for I don't know how many years. The church didn't release it after all the nuns telling all the elementary school kids for years, that this secret thing was going to be revealed. It wasn't for a long time. I forgot about it. I think everybody forgot about it. Um, and then, when some of these space movies came out, 2000, and, the Odyssey, 2001, the Space Odyssey, or whatever they was in the movie, from the book, 1984, all those things. I just never did. And when people talked about 2000 or something, I just never did the math or thought about it. And then, bang, I've lived through all those dates. I never thought I would. I also never thought that I really would be, like retired or something. I thought I would just continue working and then drop over one day out in a parking lot or sitting at a desk in a lobby or something. And I was really healthy until about 65 years of age. Never had any problems. And then with time, things started, happening. And here I am, still going. Why, God? Why? So let's go see what's going on. Let's see. News, some big fires out in Colorado. By the way, the governor in Colorado, the truck driver who got a sentence of 110 years for having an accident. Now there was a little more to it, than just an accident. I mean, he was in a hilly area or whatever. He was, on the highway. I think they said he was driving 85 or something. A 18-wheeler. So anyway, the governor reduced his sentence to 10 years from 110 years. See what else? Well, those fires. Did I mention the fires in Colorado? Usually we hear about them in California, and the floods and the mudslides and everything else in California. Finally, they're sharing some of their disasters with the state of Colorado. The state of Colorado, I guess, would have had quite a quite a disaster, because on this young guy who was sentenced to 110 years in prison, tons and tons of truck drivers signed a petition. I forget how many. I think it was it 2 million or 4 million or something? Truck drivers signed a thing, saying if this, driver's sentence is not reduced and he doesn't get fair treatment, Colorado is going to be not getting very many shipments by truck. But our not just our justice system, not just law enforcement, but our judicial system for as far as criminal, crimes, and our prisons are terrible. All those things are terrible, absolutely terrible. We we condemn other nations because of their justice system or their lack of a justice system, and our prison system and other things. Like we have prisons that are run by private industry, and they make money off of people being in prison, and they have the ability to, if you're in prison, I guess I'm sure it varies with whether it's federal government or state government and all that type of stuff, but if you're bad or don't follow the rules or something, they can add time onto your sentence. I mean, the entire system is messed up. Let's see. Let me quickly look at the news here. I haven't got my booster shot. I know you may have seen a video where I said I was going to get the booster shot. I went over and I went to the wrong place. And at first I thought it was their fault, and then a few days later I did some checking and then some remembering, and I think it was my fault that I went to the wrong place. But at least I was there on time at the wrong place. Let's see. Alaska reached temperatures warmer than Southern California in December. Let's see. Anyway. Nicolas Cage doesn't want to be called an actor. A teacher raised over $100,000 for one huge problem. I'm going to get this wrong. Not Ma-Ra. It sounds like Ma-Ra. What journalist became the first person with facial markings to anchor primetime news. I don't like tattoos any place, on people. But now this group of people, that's their history. I mean, that's, and there are some others, but I don't have any tattoos. I don't want any tattoos. I definitely don't like seeing tattoos on people's faces. There again, I have no objection to it if it's tribal, from like Hawaii or other areas, New Zealand's, forget the name of them. But, I mean, of course I'm not going to go up and mention to somebody or complain to somebody, but I don't like my daughter, when she was young, she got, what was it, a thing through her nose or something, or I can't remember, through an eyebrow or something. I couldn't stand to look at her. Finally, she outgrew that. Well, enough of that. How many people have I offended? I probably should have some type of like a counter. Let's see. I offended Spanish people, click. Indonesian people, click. Okay. I've offended 100 different people, so I can, end the video or something. I've got 4 kids. They're all, of course, grown. I think my son, my youngest, is 42 or 44. I can't remember which. I have trouble even remembering my own, age. But of course, everybody's situation is different. I mean, it's easy for me to say, well, I'd keep my kids at home because of the virus going around and all this stupidity. But, if you're a single mother, or in my case, for a couple of years, I was a single father with 4 kids at home in a mobile home. And, but, yeah, I mean, it's just, you can't, to 300 million, over 300 million people. Some people, you have to do what you have to do, but I think until all this, and of course, I'm not sure if the virus thing is ever going to be over. I wish everybody would get the vaccine, get the shots. That shouldn't be political. That should be science. It shouldn't be religion either. Well, unless what are the people who object medic because it's a religion, and they object on, that's their religion is, they don't want blood transfusions, they don't want medical care, and so forth and so on. So, but I wish everybody would get vaccinated. Like I said, I'm 80. I can remember when polio, everybody knew what polio, people know sort of, now people do know again about polio because it's been talked about. You have people saying, oh, vaccines are bad, blah, 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 and then you have people my age and who, remember when summer would roll around and movie theaters would be closed and swimming pools would be closed, and on the news every day would be, the number of kids who had, of course, some adults could, you could get it too. It wasn't just infantile paralysis, And then bang, the polio vaccine came around, and that was the end of polio. Let's see. I got married at age 26. Darlene was 18. And she got polio when she was about 5. And then that's immediately after that, the vaccine came out. So, and 2, there was, measles. Now, let's see. I think there was now I might be wrong, there's a 3-day measles and a 7-day measles, I believe. And in 1 year, I think I got them both. I never got the mumps. But the mumps, mothers would, in the neighborhood, oh, little Joey has the mumps. We better send, and they would make arrangements that were, for a sleepover or for a party or something rather. And boys would go to this so that they would get the mumps, because if you got the mumps, if you didn't get the mumps, then you wouldn't have, immunity for mumps. And if you got mumps when you were a man, there was, because of your testicles or something, there was a very good chance you wouldn't be having any children. And of course they came up with vaccine for that. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. I've got that, I'm using it right now. I've got the keyboard, this keyboard. I have the Logic, or the G910 keyboard, which is nice. we've got a real powerful vacuum cleaner. Well, not exactly. I guess a big. It's very powerful because we've got cat litter in the living room. It gets dumped into the, and I'm going to have my son use that. I'll hold it and have the big hose. See if I can suck some of this stuff out. But anyway, I do like this keyboard. I think there's some things I like about it, and I haven't had time to, But one thing I like about, well, I didn't think about that. I should have, but well, the lighting system and everything basically just works with Windows. But I had it hooked up, and let's see, is it still? No, okay. I went in and changed it. I don't like when it boots up. Computer boots up good. Lights are going across, flashing, doing all this kind of, and I don't want the things flashing at me and whatever. But I went in and did the F keys, F1 through F12. I made them red. I made the scroll lock key, pause, delete, edit, up into page, up and down. I made those white. Made the arrow keys white. I never used the numeric pad, so I could actually use a keyboard without it. And I made the keys green. And so then when it boots up, they know that's what it goes to. And then when I move it to it, so there must be a memory chip in there, a little bit of memory, because if I hook it up to a different computer, like Chrome, the Chromebox, when it comes on, thank God it remembers my key, my keys and stuff. So, but I'm not going to do a review on it, but I'll just mention something from time to time about it. What I should do is just on my YouTube site, I should have down at the bottom things that I use, with a rating or just a recommendation or something rather. But then I would also like to have things that I think would be great. And so, but maybe list them in a separate listing or something, like, hey, I think these are great. And I've, watched YouTube videos where people say these things are great, but I haven't myself, used them. Let's see. Let's see, which one of these came, by the way, I ordered this Linux, pamphlet that shows you that, they need to make things for old people. I guess they could charge more, right? Instead of being $7, I'll make it, old people pay more, I've complained about that, that make it $1 more or something and make the print a little bigger so you can read it, I've got, like it's a plexiglass or whatever, plastic ruler that magnifies, and I got a few other things. I've even had to take my camera and look at things when I need a number off it or whatever. God, it sucks getting old. God should have done it somehow differently. Have you born old, and then you revert, because you're going to end up, you're going to end up in the hospital. You're going to end up pissing your pants and crapping in your pants anyway. When you're born, that's the way it is, and when you die, that's the way it is. So why not start you out and have you, go back? It might be an advantage to that, although I'm not sure God's interested in advantages for people. Anyway, I've still got this thing, you know, and maybe I'll dig it out. I guess I should have like a big magnifying thing that pulls out from the wall, you know. This is sort of a test of my audio. I think the audio problem is solved, but I will not know until I upload this video. I will not know. Oh, I should have put on, well, I should have put on my hat, because my head looks so bad. I need to get in and see the dermatologist, cancer doctor. Again, there's some, that I had a big cancer up there that was taken off. But I think I need to get in and, so, did I say that getting old sucks? Anyway, I'm going to stop here and, well, go process this video, and I'll see then, you know, how the audio is. Then I'll, you know, upload it, and I'll either be happy camper or not a happy camper. Thank you very much for watching.